Alright guys, we've got some things to do today, but first I'm going to officially announce my plan here. Yes, I know I told you I sold the Audi, but I still have it until I get the Fiesta back, because this thing, as you know, transmission issues, questionable for driving regularly. Although I did Grubhub with it last night just to see how it would do. It was fine. That Civic right there is a 1994 EG sedan with a D16 Z6 VTEC with a 5-speed manual transmission, and my plan now is to make that the cheapest turbo Civic on YouTube. Subjectively, I can't actually make that claim, but we're going to have that thing turbocharged, running and driving for $1,000, including the price of the car and all the parts I've bought for it. So you guys know that car was $360 and there's a $70 distributor in it. So we're already a little bit behind schedule there. $430 leaves us $570 left to turbocharge it and tune it. But I've got a trick or two up my sleeve, so we'll get into that here in a bit. Let's go Audi driving. Alright guys, I'm done Grubhub driving for the night. I made a stop. So I'm going to explain to you how I plan on having a turbo Honda Civic with VTEC, by the way, for $1,000. And we're, like I said, what did I say, $430, I believe? Yep, so we had $570 remaining to make this turbocharger happen. Knock another $60 out, because I got a cast iron top mount T3 manifold, alright? So that puts us at $510. And then what I'm going to need you to do is subtract another $150. We've got, what, $360 remaining? Because I spent $150 on this box of stuff, and it might look familiar. So here we are. This, as usual, we're in my parents' garage. It's unfathomably unorganized, but don't at me, I don't live here. Here we go, guys. This is the 14B turbo off of the original JDM Pokemon Fender Honda Accord, and I have the J-pipe. It's at my house. This is still the original fittings that we had on the Honda. This is the manifold that we bored out the holes to make work, Jaffermobile style. Oh god, what a thing. So this was my plan when I got this stuff. It was to go on the Prelude, because somewhere in this box, somewhere, maybe, well, I know I got it from him, I don't know where it went. Wow, this is almost perfect, actually. We'll get into that in a second. So FMU was the plan. However, to run an FMU on a Honda, you have to run a missing link, which is kind of a map sensor spacer that goes on the intake manifold, because if you have a map sensor and you add boost, it'll start throwing check engine lights and it's not happy. And the missing link is $60. And I guess I would have to buy an FMU, because I know it came with one, but I don't know where it went. So that's interesting. But that doesn't matter, we're not going to use it, because also in this box is this set of 4 Mitsubishi Galant VR4 360cc EV1 injectors that are a drop-in replacement for a Honda's fuel rail. Boom, look at that. So, the only issue we are running into now is that DSM turbos, especially the 14B and 16G, have this weird T25 flange that's like a perfect square. Obviously that's not the same as our T3 flange here, so I ordered an adapter, and it's like 2.5 inches tall, so that means the turbo is going to be sitting 2.5 inches up off of this T3 flange. I'm a little bit concerned that the hood's not going to be able to close. I wanted to do a hood exit anyway and just, you know, cut a hole in the hood for the exhaust, but in that case we might have to cut a hole in the hood for the entire turbo to stick out of, which I feel like deserves some street cred in its own right. But if this is going to be the case, I have a backup turbo plan, because I don't know if I want to go that far. I mean, I wanted to cut a hole in the hood anyway. I don't know, drop it in the comments. What do you guys think? if the turbo is going to stick out of the hood, do we cut a hole in the hood and let the turbo stick out of the hood? Or do we go with my backup turbo? That would be another 50 bucks, but it's about the same size and everything. It would work out fine. It would spool fine. That's a small turbo. I know that's the idea. We're not going for any sort of horsepower record here. But so management wise, instead of the FMU, I've got a guy out in Twin Falls, Idaho, which is about a 2-hour drive. The Fiesta is about an hour away. I'll get into that when I do the video on the Fiesta. We'll talk about that. All I can say is please go to cursforever.com and buy some merch. But so Twin Falls is about 2 hours away, the same direction as Mountain Home where the Fiesta is. So I'm thinking when I go to pick that car up, I'll shoot another hour south and go pick up this ECU. It's a P75, which is a non-VTEC OBD1, 1080 board. Any Honda people? Yes, I've verified all of this. I'm not going to drive 100 miles to find out that it's an OBD2 P75, but it is a 1080 board OBD1 P75 ECU that has the VTEC mod and SST socket and even a data logging port. So I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to pay somebody to make me an SST chip that has a base map. That's kind of where the $1,000 budget cut is going to have to end, because there's no way I can afford to get it tuned by the time I have that ECU and we get a base map. We're going to be close. We're probably going to be in the $900 range, and nobody's going to tune a car for 100 bucks. Not anybody that I want to tune a car anyway, except Kenny Howard on Volvos, but my car already had a pretty good structure as far as tuning. He just cleaned it up. That guy knows what he's doing. People with dynos and yada yada yada, they want real money. So the budget is set at a cap of $1,000 for the Honda. That's our goal. Obviously, I'm not going to just stop if we go over, because then that'd be stupid. Just be like, oh, well, we hit $1,000. I guess I can't build this car now. But check out curseforever.com. Buy yourself a t-shirt, buy yourself some stickers or whatever, what have you. If you want to help this build out and help future builds, check out patreon.com/bcautos, because there I post a bunch of behind the scenes stuff. People have gotten my ideas about the Honda and everything else that I'm doing behind the scenes before I'm posting these videos. I'm going to post a picture of this manifold tonight, and you guys won't see this for another 3 days. If you pay $10, that's $3 or more per month to be on the behind the scenes structure. If you pay $10 more a month, you get Supreme behind the scenes, which is where I kind of post things that I like, ideas that I want to do. I don't like to say things out loud and pitch things as ideas, because if I do that, then don't go through with them, people get upset. But if you're paying $10 a month, you understand that, and you get to hear crazy ideas that I have, like boosting the Prelude that tunneled down into buying a Civic and boosting that instead. And look what happened. It all panned out. So I would very much appreciate that. But yeah, in recap here, we got T3 top mount turbo manifold, which is pretty sick. I like top mount manifolds a lot. 14B turbo off the original OG Rice Accord. All the parts, all the fittings, everything are off that Accord, which is pretty nuts. I'm going to get an oil sandwich plate to feed the turbo on this one, because I don't want to mess with trying to get the oil pressure sensor. And if you guys recall, on the Accord, I left it unplugged, and that's how I didn't know it was leaking a bunch of oil until it started knocking, and that's how the engine blew up. So I'm going to leave the oil pressure sensor alone. We'll do a sandwich plate, and I know it's unfiltered oil going into the turbo, but at the same time, does it really look like I care that much? I can tell you the answer is no. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, add me on Snapchat at BigB1011. We're going to do this turbo Honda build, and you know what's funny is I was talking about how this looks almost perfect. You think I'm going to run an intercooler for this much of a budget build? Yes, there's one sitting right there, the very same one that was on the Accord, but I want to run no intercooler just to piss people off, and it's unfortunate that that looks to be almost perfect, because God, I would love to do another ABS setup, and I might do ABS just because it's funny. So at any rate, don't forget to hit subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed and you're interested in watching the Honda build. Check out Patreon, curseforever.com. If you want to see your car featured at the end of one of my videos, send a picture of it to me at curseforeverhelp@gmail.com. And Follow me on Instagram, add me on Snapchat at BigB1011, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.